Colorado football's in trouble, and his name is Dylan Raiola. Look, if Colorado plays like they did last week against that FCS powerhouse, we'll give you powerhouse. It's not gonna look good. Dylan Raiola can spin it. Out of Buford, Georgia, he is a blue chip type of guy, and he was making blue chip type of throws. Today, we're going to look at the preview between these two. We're going to kind of recap their last games, their outlook, and see how things are looking. Colorado has to fix a lot quickly, even though they have probably two of the best players in all of college football. And Nebraska looks like they're on the rise with a young quarterback who's ready to take the CFB by storm. Let's get into it with the Hollywood of the Big 12, Colorado. Now, I want you to understand, know, and hear me now. I'm a Deion Sanders guy. I'm a Colorado guy because I'm a Deion Sanders fan. I'm a Travis Hunter guy. I was coming out of college the same time he was going into college. It was cool to see him. He was from the same area as me. Same area I went to high school in. Shedeur Sanders, that cool story. I liked it. I like what they got cooking on, but we cannot deny that there's a little bit of craziness going on in Colorado. Even though it's mostly the media hype and it's mostly the media doing things, you can't deny the situations with the Carmani McLeans of the world, the Dylan Edwards, the crazy athletic stories that happen. It's been a wild off season down there in Folsom, okay? So right now, we're going to try our best to stick to football. And sticking to football, if we talk about what we saw, we're going to go team here. If we talk about what we saw against North Dakota State for the Colorado, gosh darn Buffaloes, you're going to see a lot of sadness, a lot of undisciplined, which, it's interesting because Colorado didn't really have that many, penalty yards, but that's what they're saying. They're saying they're undisciplined. And hey, man, I think I can do that. 7-11 for a third down efficiency. It didn't really feel like that. It really did not feel like that. 63% third down completions, total points 31, obviously 4 total touchdowns, 22 first downs, rushing first downs 5, passing touchdowns 16. This is the tail of the tape of this game. This is where we get to the biggest problems with Colorado, and that is the interior line. Now, interesting enough, the run defense looked great. I like that, but it happened to be the pass defense. I wasn't seeing the pressure that I wanted to see. And then on top of that, on the flip side, when you talk about those big bad hogs for Colorado, they're still adjusting. They seem like they did a decent job. Shedeur is still holding on to the ball a little long. So I really think that needs to be fixed, but I think it's something that can be fixed, right? Something that I don't think they can fix very quickly. And another big glaring thing that Dylan Raiola is going to slice and dice up is Colorado's secondary. I don't think they got it, dog. I don't think they've got enough units. I mean, North Dakota State was thrashing these boys up and down, left and right. Let's look at these defensive stats here. Check them out. I'm just going to throw it up there. You can take a peek at them. But you saw the game. You saw that the fact that this North Dakota State, again, an absolute elite team, a team that's been dominating the FCS and a team that's been known to beat FBS teams. I'm not going to take anything away from them, just in the same way that, Coach Sanders didn't either. But I have to be honest with you. When you let them break off these big throws, drop things in the buckets, now that they were hitting them in all different angles in the pass game. And then the thing that's the worst part, and this kind of goes back a little bit to the interior line, but it's more about our linebackers triggering. It's more about being having more wherewithal and being able to take our chances and take our hits on the quarterback when he can. That quarterback was scampering for first downs every single time he could. He was sitting there waiting, and then slicing right up the field. But if we get some more pocket collapsing from Colorado, if we get a little more eliteness from the defensive line when it comes to the pass rush, if we get something a little more dominant on the backside, I think there's a lot of things to figure out with the defensive side because they just don't look like they can put it all together. Like I have to, because they had some fourth down stops. They had some goal line stands, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was impressed by what seems to be a bit of an improvement from from Colorado. I don't think the improvement is good enough for Nebraska. And before I get into that, let's just talk about these worst stats. One of the best two players in all of college football, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. Don't forget about Jimmy Horn with a 198. Don't forget about I got to talk about this before we even talk. This is disgusting. We get this new running back. He can receive. He can do whatever. 9 carries for 20 yards and 22. We got to keep feeding him. I know 9 carries is a lot. I know the 2.2 don't sound good. I know that. But they just gave up on the run game. And entirely because it wasn't great. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like flipped, right? The defensive line, I think, is doing a great job defending the run or improving their defense of the run from what I could see. But the offensive line seems like they cannot get any movement when it comes to a run offense, right? And like I said, it seems to be improved when it comes. I saw some improved pockets. Colorado is a team completely predicated off of throwing the ball. If they want to win games, they're going to have to be able to control the clock, and throwing the ball like they did in the end of the Nebraska game. I mean, Deion Sanders needs to be on the hot seat. I will say one thing. I'm tired of people talking about, if it was another coach besides Deion Sanders, he'd be getting torn apart about his coaching decision. Dog, all I hear is the media tearing Coach Deion Sanders down about his coaching decision. Maybe because I don't watch ESPN. Maybe y'all are still watching ESPN. I mean, as I have. It's crazy because I literally have ESPN up right now. But you get what I'm saying. Maybe because I don't watch ESPN. I'm seeing him, and rightfully so. He rightfully should have been judged for that. But this is the reason why he didn't go back to the run game. They didn't have any success. They had success like in the first quarter. They were moving a little bit. But after that, they were just getting stuffed. So I don't think he wanted to risk having negative yards. But at the end of the day, to the point of the people saying it, there's no excuse for that, dog. Let's run the clock out. There's no reason we take a shot on second and first down, a 40-yard shot, Shador. We can't be banking on pass interferences to hope that we can run the clock out, dog. So it's a lot of sloppiness. I could say undisciplined, but it's really sloppy. It was a lot of sloppiness. There's some things I liked from Colorado. There's some things I didn't like about Colorado, and I think they're gonna have a hard time with this team right here. Now, as you see, Dylan Raiola didn't have to do a lot, but 70% completion, 8.8 average, 59 average, 2 touchdowns, only took 1 sack, 168 rating. I mean, the kid is on fire. The kid was putting the ball in places, and here we take another step. Look at this. Look at this healthy run game here, son. I don't think, and I know I'm talking about how good that they or better that Colorado looked at stopping the run. I don't know if they can handle this many backs coming in a rotation like this, son. We got 8 for 71, 8 for 55, 11 for 50. I mean, we're spreading around the yard. They did 223 yards through the ground, another 284 through the yard. This is a balanced, well-coached, well-disciplined team that is on the rise, and I really think that Dylan Raiola can and will pan out to be a better quarterback than Shador Sanders. Look, I'm not buying into the whole mini Patrick Mahomes, that cringy, that it's kind of lame, dog. It's kind of lame, but it's also kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? He's also a kid. Like, as much as it's weird, let the kid look up to a legend. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give him a hard time about it, but I think the kid's got talent. I think he's gonna be phenomenal. Just seeing some of these balls, he put this ball on this right sideline between the 2 defenders, and I was in shock and awe. He can put zip on the ball. And now I hate to compare the quarterbacks, but Shador Sanders is he's one of the best mental minds when it comes to the quarterback, right? He's not the greatest athlete, he doesn't have the greatest arm, but his usually his timing, his decision making, and what he's able to do with the ball, that's what makes him the quarterback that people say he is. Dylan Raiola, he's got the full tool set, and as he gets older, as he ages, as he goes through this pro style Nebraska offense, and it only gets more NFL style coaching from a Matt Rule with the NFL experience, bad NFL coaching experience, but nevertheless NFL experience. That's going to be a bad man. Like, I'm very, very afraid of Dylan Raiola. I think he's going to run the Big Ten for a while, for at least the next 3 years until somebody comes and tries to snatch him up. Obviously staying, healthy and everything. Again, 19 for 27. This was a light day for him. He went out there, got a team win, and handled the business the way he wanted to handle it. He really looked in control. He looked confident, right? And college football is a game I call of space and matchups. And one of the biggest matchups is your quarterback, right? We've got an elite quarterback who's going to want to put it everywhere on the yard if need be. But the problem that this causes is that Nebraska knows how to control game. They know how to control the game flow, right? This rushing attack shows me that in all of its entirety. When you have this new fancy shiny quarterback that can drop it in the bucket, he gives you what you need, but you can also support him with this nasty of a spread. They're rotating it, and I know they brought in the second string, so being realistic, they're running through 3 running backs. The Colorado needs to expect defending 3 running backs. That's an issue. Y'all need to be worried about Isaiah Namor. Apparently he's a dog. I'm not a big as knowledgeable when it comes to the receiving core, but just seeing this healthy spread out here. I know they put out their backups. I know they put that back at 8.9 average, 6.9 yard, 4 point. These are on schedule averages from almost everybody on the depth chart. So, and I don't think the defense that they're about to go against is that much of a leg up from the team that Nebraska just played. I really don't think so. I think that Colorado's going to be in a big problem. So what is Colorado's path to winning, right? We talked about, and this is not my prediction, this is CFB Home, known hater of all teams. So, you know what I'm saying? When you say it, make sure you know that he's hating on all teams, not just your team. I think the way that Colorado wins is they need to play Nebraska's game. They cannot catch themselves doing what they did with North Dakota State, where they're just scoring at will. Hey, score at will, but when it's time to control the game, if y'all can't control the game, Nebraska, I think, can make you pay for it. Because even though, again, North Dakota State, the FCS team, they hogged the ball from Colorado all game long. If you give Nebraska, who were just on paper looking at, seems to be more explosive, more competent, it has more answers from an offensive perspective for Colorado, I don't know if you want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to get into that slugfest with Nebraska when it comes to wire, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't want 5, 4, 6 minutes left on the clock and y'all being within a score of each other and Nebraska gets the ball back. That is probably the worst thing that can happen to Colorado. They need to blow Nebraska out and control the game. They need to get up 2-3 scores and then just start methodically finding out how we can run the ball. But that's the issue with Colorado. I don't think they're going to find a way to run the ball. That Nebraska defense is always good. It's always decent. They've always got some NFL players somewhere around there, them cornbread Nebraska boys. So I think they're going to handle the business the way that it needs to be handled. I don't like this prediction, actually. If I can be real, from what I saw from Colorado and in North Dakota State, I'm going to have to say Colorado 14, Nebraska 31. I think it's going to get real ugly, but I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I am wrong. I hope that, Colorado can figure something out. I hope Shador can do what he does best and really take those next steps. I hope Travis Hunter is stunting on people and going crazy. But I'm thinking that this offense is going to be explosive. The Colorado offense is going to come out, be explosive. They're going to get some early scores, but then when it comes to the middle times, when it comes to those drives where it's like coming into the second quarter and we got 4-minute offense, I don't trust them, dog. I don't trust them to do what's necessary to control the game. I say that I think they'll score, but at the same time, I think Nebraska is going to come in. Let me readjust that 17-31. I think we're going to put some things down like that. So 17-31, Nebraska handles business. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Please prove me wrong. Let's look at some memes now, okay? Let's look at some memes now. These are the 2 most important things, right? If Nebraska loses to Colorado on Sunday, I will eat a pound of buffalo wings and drink copious amounts of alcohol. He's lost his mind, son. Someone's going to have to control him. Karen McGee says, if Nebraska loses to Colorado this weekend, I will honor Coach Prime by cutting off my toes and post a video of me doing it. That's nasty. What are your predictions of Colorado and Nebraska? Do you think I'm tripping? Do you think, I'm a yapper? I am. I hope you're liking the College Football 25 videos. Give your predictions down below. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. What's your favorite game this week? Who's your team? Like this video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it, man. Comment. Did I say comment yet? Subscribe if you want to join us, man. We'll see you next time.